Good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, July 28th, and I wanted to get on here to invite you to the study that's going to be at my house starting September 15th through October 20th. It's on Monday nights at 6:30, and it's only 6 weeks long. The study is from a book called Discoveries, Made from Living My New Life by Eugenia Price. You will have to buy the book, and I would suggest making sure that you get the book at least a week before the study. You can get it off Thrift Books, Better World Books, christianbook.com, Amazon, multiple places that you can get the book for a really good price. Now, the book was originally wrote in 1953. If you can, get a little bit of a later version. That way it has she went in and did another preface or an update at the beginning of the book, and that's really good too. I enjoyed that very much. But my original book that somebody gave me back last December, it was in a stack of books somebody gave me, and I read it, and it just, it spoke to me so much. Eugenia Price, when she wrote this book, she had only been a believer for 3 years. She was 36 years old when she wrote this book. And man, what wisdom the Lord gave her during that time. It is fantastic. It has really been a good and healthy thing for me and other people that have read the book that I know of. So again, this is the book Discoveries by Eugenia Price. It's the first book she ever wrote, Made from Living My New Life. She also later on became a writer of historical fiction books, and they're just as good too, and in depth also. But we're going to study and read this book. What we're going to do is, it has, let's see, I think it's 28 chapters in the book. We're going to read 5 chapters a week, and they're very small. They're only 2-3 pages long, maybe 4, but the book is small, so even those pages aren't big. And when we come together each night of the study, we will discuss the 5 chapters that you read. And this is my suggestion, and this is what I'm doing to get the most out of this study, is I went and I bought a little 70-page notebook, and I like the wide ruled because my handwriting is terrible and I need to write big. I like the wide ruled, so you may like that too. I got the notebook, and each day when I read this certain chapter, I just write down my thoughts or what it's speaking to me. This to me is a time that we are learning to listen to what the Lord wants us to hear. I think it's very, very important that we not just become people that go and talk to God, but we are listeners as well as speakers to God. To live in that communication with Jesus is very, very important. But to be part of friendship and fellowship, we don't need to just be the one to speak. We need to also learn to hear. And when I do this, I just kind of started out like, this was a couple of days ago. I wrote in there, Lord, throughout this study, I don't want to feel as I'm just getting something done. Because I'll be honest with you, quite often when I'm doing a study, a book study or something like this, I just kind of do it to get it over with. I don't really get out much sometimes out of it. So this is my challenge to you. Really ask the Lord, Lord, would you speak to me? Would you teach me what you want me to know out of this study? I don't want it to just be, getting it over with. And then I went on to write, I really want to spend this time with you, learning of and from you. I truly want to be more like you, living from you. So with that, Jesus says in Matthew 11:28 and 29, come to me all you are weary heavy laden, and I will give you rest. He says, learn of me. And that's what Mary did, sitting at his feet. Learn of me. Mary, Peter, James, John, Paul, and so many others just sit and learned at his feet. And even Paul got away with him in a desert for a while, was my understanding. and to learn at his feet. We need to be that type of a believer, to not just a believer, a child of God, to really be one to sit at his feet and have that intimate communion with Jesus. Now, a few years ago, the Lord began to speak to me about certain things like communion and community and communication. One is communion, and it's to be communion with Jesus. First, we have communion with Jesus. And then out of that communion, we have communion with our brothers and sisters in Christ. Co-union there. We are united in him, and we are united together. We are his body. And then was the community. That's what makes the community. We are community because we are united together. We are his body. And then communication, learning how to communicate with one another. With him, we speak, but yet we listen. And with others, we speak, and yet we listen. That's vitally important. The New Testament believers, the very early beginning of the gathering, the assembling of the body, the brothers and sisters in Christ, that's what they did. They got together, they ate together, they prayed together, they sung psalms and hymns and spiritual songs to one another, they prayed together, fellowship together. They did life in that little community that they had together. And I just feel like that's where the Lord is leading more and more. And I know that does happen, that small groups and that different type of thing. But more and more, not just with women for me, I love that. And I feel like God has called me and Patricia and others to have this communion of women together. But also, you know, I don't want Nick to miss out on that, you know, as my husband, or other couples or singles or people that can get together and also have small groups and fellowships together and do the same thing. Eat, pray, laugh, fellowship, speak one another to one another, listen to one another. I just think that's vitally important, especially in this day and age where our community and our communion is so often just on our phone. And that's not what the Lord wanted. That's not real community. That's not real life, living real life. Recently, I've gone through something, just my own self, physical stuff that I've been going through, and my community has really, really pulled together and ministered to me in such a beautiful, beautiful way. And I've been very appreciative of all of that. They also have listened to me when I said, I don't want anybody around much, but they would call or text me or do different things like that. I'm just that type of person. When I'm sick or when I'm healing from something, I want to be by myself, which I have Nick, and he's great about taking care of me, and, you know, Allison and, you know, the boys, just people, you know, my immediate family stepping in and helping out. But my community surrounded me in the way that they knew that I needed to be and wanted to be surrounded, and that was very, very special to me. I'm very appreciative that they listened to me during that time, so that's been a really good thing. So get you a notebook, get your book. I will put a link there, and we are just looking forward to our time together. So come on to my house, September 15th, Monday, 6:30. Message me for the address if you want to come. And come be a part of our community, our fellowship, our intimacy with each other, and where we had experienced intimacy and fellowship with Jesus during our time of study in the book Discoveries. I'm so excited about it, looking forward to it, and I love to meet new people. So please, if you've never been, we would welcome you to come. Come so much that I don't have chairs and you might have to sit on the floor, but that's a good thing. I love y'all, and thanks for lasting this long on this video. See you soon.